Hello, driving intelligence community. Thought I'd give you an update on some of the projects going on in my garage, primarily the SVO Mustang, a lot of the mini restoration elements that are going on there. I want to tell you what I've gotten done and what needs to be done. And then I've got the 10th Gen F-150 over there, and I recently posted a video about how I'm trying to get rid of piston slap with the Valvoline Restore and Protect. I haven't even finished with this one oil change yet, this one oil cycle, and I want to tell you what I've determined so far, but I'm still a long way from the final conclusion. So let's take a look. I pulled the fender liner out, and the problem I had was with the battery tray. The bolt broke. I had to get a new bolt in there. I had to drill and tap that back out. And while I was underneath here with the fender liner removed, I wanted to clean everything up. I had some superficial rust that I've painted with some Rust-Oleum. This isn't going to be seen, this black area where I fixed it up, because the fender liner is going to be there, but at least I don't have to worry about the corrosion continuing in that location. I'm not putting the fender liners in yet because I still want to work on a cold air system to tap into that hole up there. See if we can get that focused in. And since I won't be driving this in any inclement weather, that doesn't matter anyway. It's kind of a garage queen now. I do have this wheel on, and once I get the other side on, it's going to give me a chance to start driving to get some of the fuel out of the tank. The reason for that is because I want to drop the tank. I think I want to put a new fuel pump in this because it's making some noise the last time I drove it. So I didn't realize when I stored this vehicle I had a full tank of gas. I normally do that. I should have known better. Anyway, I've got to get that gas out so I can drop the tank safely. And so I'm going to be putting a couple hundred miles on it to get that fuel out of there. After a couple years of not driving this vehicle, when I started up for the first time, there was a lot of squealing going on, and it turns out that the air conditioning belt was slipping. Put a new one on here, but then that opened up a new Pandora's box for me because of all this Force 4 turbocharger piping that was in the way, preventing me from tightening up that air conditioning compressor enough to get that belt tight. So I took everything off, and that was a good thing to do that because it turns out that the bellows that are going to the turbo are cracked, and I don't want elements of that getting stuck in the turbo. Plus, I don't want a vacuum leak. So I actually on Amazon found an appropriate replacement. I hope it works. It's a little bigger than the one down there. I've got two of these to replace, one on the turbo, one up here on the vane air meter, and that should take care of that problem. I can reassemble everything, and hopefully that air conditioning belt stays tight. I've come a long way getting the interior installed. I had it all out for painting and also working on the dent and the fuel tank line on that side. I've got the driver's side on. I painted that. It looks really good. I might do a video on that in the future. I've got this upper portion of the seat in. I haven't done that side yet again because I got to get that panel in, and I can't do that until I finish the gas tank work. But it's really coming along nicely. Turbo couplings are installed, turbo and on the airflow meter, and it was a tight fit. This front mount intercooler system came from a company that since closed its doors called Force 4. They really specialize in a lot of Ford turbocharged vehicles, especially the SVO. And because it's so tight, that was the real reason why I couldn't get this belt tight enough on the air conditioning compressor. Because of the way they designed it, there wasn't enough clearance between this HVAC line, this refrigerant line, and that inlet tube going into the turbocharger. So I took a hammer and dented that, and gave me plenty of clearance so that there was no impingement on that turbo line. But still, that caused more problems getting everything resituated. The filter that came with the kit no longer fits in the airbox. K&N helped me out. I gave them a phone call, and they sized me up one that's a perfect fit for this vehicle. And just so you don't think that this is a super puny filter, which it is, but they said that this will flow more than enough air for a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, putting out the kind of power that mine puts out. So with the air filter on, now I can get this thing out and get some driving done and burn up some fuel to get to work on that fuel tank. Moving on to the 10th Gen F-150. I originally started this product review hoping to eliminate the notorious piston slap that the 5.42 valves, some of them are known for, and I've got it definitely in this one, but I don't have it in my 10th Gen F-150 Harley-Davidson with the supercharged 5.4. Anyway, Valvoline Restore and Protect says that after 4 oil changes, it will actually clean the pistons to factory conditions, and I'm hoping that also means the rings and ring lands. The piston slap on this vehicle could be because the rings are not fully released from the pistons and the ring lands because there's oil contamination in there. It's coked up or it's hardened up and it's not letting the ring seat in the cylinder. So if it fully cleans it out, it should eliminate some of that piston slap. So I've got a recording to show you what's been going on. I also wanted to share with you oil consumption. So if those rings are seating better, there should be less blow-by, less oil consumption. And I do have some results that I want to share with you, so let's get into that right now. Starting with my recording of piston slap, it's still there, but it might be slightly quieter. Improvement might be because of the warmer temperatures. The engine starts off warmer and warms up much more quickly, allowing the metals inside the engine to expand and eliminate play between the piston and cylinder wall. So I think it's still too soon to expect or observe any significant results. Now let's review oil consumption. This 10th gen F-150 4x4 has gone 260,000 miles on the original 5.4 two-valve engine and 4R70W transmission. Before using the Valvoline Restore and Protect, I was using Pennzoil Ultra Platinum 5W30 oil. Ford recommends 5W20 in this engine, but given its age and mileage, I went for a slightly thicker viscosity. Oil consumption using Pennzoil during the prior two oil changes was an average of 1,063 miles per quart over a distance of 5,826 miles and 1,083 miles per quart over 5,103 miles. After switching to Valvoline Restore and Protect 5W30, I've gone 1,187 miles per quart over 2,225 miles, a 10.1% reduction in oil consumption. But hold the presses. While editing this video, I had to add another half quart of oil, and I was shocked when I had gone 808 miles, which translates to an oil consumption rate of 1,616 miles per quart of oil. I think it's still too early to tell if this is a true improvement or an anomaly, but so far the results are impressive. Make sure you're subscribed to see my future updates using Valvoline's Restore and Protect. Make sure you hit that like button, and I'll see you next time on Driving Intelligence.